Here we are in section 3.2 exercises, part C, with the solutions to numbers 1 through 6. Now this is a review of the early stuff in linear equations where we can just peel stuff off. Number 1, we've got the x right here in the middle, and the x is timesing by the 3, then 3x minus 1, then all that divided by 5, then all of that result subtracting 2 and then multiplied by 5. So we can just go in reverse order since the x's are all together. We undo timesing by 5 by dividing by 5. Dividing by 5 on both sides, and we're left with 3x minus 1 over 5 minus 2. No parentheses are needed because that 5 is now gone, equals 70 divided by 5 is 14. Now the next guy that's furthest away, that was last done to the left hand side, that minus 2. How do we get rid of a minus 2? We add 2, and so we get 3x minus 1 over 5 equals 16. How do we undo that divided by 5? We times by 5 now, and we get 3x minus 1 equals 80. That 5 and that 5 just canceled, just like when, that's why we do it, is to undo what is there. Next we have how to get rid of the minus 1, add 1, and we get 3x equals 81. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 27. Let's double check our answer. X equals 27. Good. Number 2, this one has even one more step. Let's try it in that reverse order. So we start with the x, and at first x times the negative 6. Then it adds 4, then that result divides by 2. Then it adds 3, then that whole thing together is multiplied by 3, and then subtract 5. So let's go backwards. Opposite of subtract 5 is plus 5. That's gone. Plus 5 on the other side to that 19 equals 24. So we have a 24 over here. And on the left-hand side, we have what's left. 3 parentheses negative 6x plus 4 all over 2 plus a 3, and then close that parentheses. Okay, we have to undo the outside guy here. This timesing by 3, we do it by dividing by 3. And we're left with negative 6x plus 4 all over 2 added 3 equals 24 divided by 3 is 8. And we divided by 3, so that guy would cancel off, and then the other side is just found by the arithmetic of 24 divided by 3. So the next one, what's the furthest away? This plus 3 here. Let's subtract 3. That one cancels, and so we're left with negative 6x plus 4 all over 2 equals 5. Oh, now it's good. See how the problem just got smaller and smaller and smaller? Now we can times by 2, cancels, and times by 2 on the right hand side as well. And we're left with negative 6x plus 4 equals 10. Look, we've only got 2 steps left. Subtract 4, and this one over here cancels. We'll get negative 6x equals 6 is what it looks like. Divide by that negative 6, and we're left with x equals, looks like negative 1. Let's double check that answer. Ah, yes, we did it correctly. Number 3. Negative 4 minus 9m equals negative 22. Well, we only have 2 things to get rid of. Add the 4 to both sides. We have negative 9m equals a negative 18. Then don't add 9, but divide by a negative 9 because it's attached to the m with a multiplication. So we divide it off. Divide by a negative 9 and we get m equals a positive 2. Let's check that answer. M equals 2. Good. Number 4. 6/7 t equals negative 24. We can do this one. Yeah. We just have to get rid of this multiplying by 6/7. So we divide by 6/7. Now dividing by 6/7 is the same as timesing by 7/6. So t equals Let's plug that in our calculator just to make sure. 24 negative times 7 divided by 6 equals, and we get negative 28. Let's check our answer. Negative 28. Good. The next one, number 5, 19 equals 3x minus 7. So in this one, we've got to get the x by itself, so we have to get rid of the 3 and the 7. Let's add 7 to both sides. So we get 26 equals 3x. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and we get x equals 26 thirds. There we go. Let's double check that answer. X equals 26 thirds. You could have stuck that into your calculator and had, looks like 8.667. That would have been fine. Number 6. We now have 5x minus 7 all over 3 equals negative 9. Well, we get rid of the big divided by 3 by timesing by 3. And those 3's cancel and leave us 5x minus 7 on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. Add 7 to both sides. We get 5x equals negative 20. And divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. X equals a negative 4. Correct. Let's double check. X equals a negative 4. Now, we should note here that some of you may have had questions on, hey, could we have taken this 3 and distributed it? Yes, indeed you could have, and that would have simplified the problem in a different manner than what we did by peeling off the layers. Or with this fraction, could you have multiplied both sides by 7, multiplied by 7, and then gotten rid of the fractions first? Certainly you could have. Certainly you could have. Every rule that we've taught you in this section would help to simplify these equations and solve them. Good.